The New York Jets, risers and fallers. Let me know in the comments who's trending up for you and who's trending down for these New York Jets. There's some guys to be excited about, and there's also some guys you're like, yeah, that one's not part of the future of this football team. There's 7 games left of the evaluation mode to see who's going up and who's going down. But let me know right now who you think is trending up and who's trending down for this Jets football team, okay? Let's start off with somebody that is trending down, because I want to start off with the negative here. Jarvis Brownley, the new Jets corner they got from the Tennessee Titans, has not been playing good football these last few games. Now, the problem with that is that he was fantastic when the Jets first brought him in. So I think that he has a big opportunity here to bounce back. Now, this is a team that we're going to have a lot of people going up and down, up and down. Like, I don't think there's anybody that's going to be trending up all season, but there are actually some. I'll take that back. But Brownley is an interesting one, the Jets corner. He is getting bounced outside to inside, and they're using him as a chess piece. I'm hopeful that Ozarie Thomas can get healthy this week, which he practiced today, this week. So he should be playing on Sunday. So Brownlee can go back to the nickel and be comfortable there. But Brownlee's been trending down as of late. And the reason why the Jets were comfortable of trading away Michael Carter II is because of the trade for Brownlee. And the Jets did not give up a lot of capital. And I think that the problem with Brownlee is discipline. And he keeps preaching the communication. And I think that communication is very important for a secondary. They all need to be on the same page. When there's pre-snap motion, they can't get confused, be like, what guy am I on? What zone? What's the play call? Like, are they communicating? I think that's important for the development of Brownlee individually and the collective unit of this Jets defense, of course. But he brings that edge in the run game. I love his ability to tackle. I love his energy. In coverage, he's been a little bit suspect, and he has a lot of penalties. So Brownlee is a big piece to watch. He's not been trending good in his last few games. Let's see what he looks like on Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. Now let's go on the flip side. Who is stock up? Let's stick on the defensive side of the ball. Germaine Johnson stock is rising. 2 sacks in the last 2 games. He has a sack in each of the last 2 games. Hopefully he can keep that continuing his streak against the Baltimore Ravens. This is important, man. Germaine Johnson coming off that Achilles last year and started off the season injured this year. We need to see upside with Germaine. We need to see him really prove why they did not trade him away, because the Jets could have traded away Germaine Johnson, but they, of course, decided to keep him here on this roster. The Jets have control of him for the next 2 seasons because of the 5th-year option. So the Jets are not rushing away to trade him away, which I absolutely love. And Germaine is proving that exactly right there. He is showing his ability to stop the run. He's getting to the quarterback, and he is one of the last players on this defense that I look at as one of the leaders, one of the guys you can look at and be like, this guy is going to lead the troops. I would honestly love to elevate him to become a captain. With Quinnen Williams being traded away, there's not a captain on the defense anymore besides Jamien Sherwood, but hey, that's not a big deal. I think Jermaine Johnson rising is a very good thing here with the New York Jets, because you need to have something on this defense to be excited about. Some blue chip guy, especially when you trade not just Quinnen, but Sauce Gardner. Like, there's no more blue chip talent on the defense. There's the only all-pro left is Quincy Williams, and he's probably going to leave in free agency. So you got to get some all-pro upside here. And Jermaine Johnson has been playing really good football in these last 2 games. So shout out to Jermaine Johnson. Now let's go back. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball now. Who is someone that is falling? Who is somebody on the offense that is not looking particularly great? All right. And that's our center, Josh Myers. A very underrated player. I think he's done a pretty solid job this season at that center position, but he's coming off an absolutely terrible game of snapping the football. And I think there's a lot of people already looking into the free agency class that we want to go after Tyler Linderbaum. One of the best centers in the NFL is actually going to be hit in the open market. And I don't think Josh Myers is going to be here beyond the season. He has a PFF grade of 57.8. He is 33rd amongst 37 qualified centers. That's not great. Absolutely trash, if you ask me. So this is a guy that is definitely trending down. I think the offensive line has been pretty solid this season, but this is one of the weaknesses right here. As you can see on your screen, 33rd amongst 37 qualified centers. He's been healthy all season long. The snaps have been an issue. He was the reason the Jets turned the ball over. I'm not going to put that on Justin Fields, that turnover they had in the 4th quarter. Not great against the pass. He's solid against the run. So that's someone that's definitely trending down for me on the offensive line, Mr. Josh Myers. I do not expect him to be part of this football team after this season. I would love the Jets to make a splash, either in free agency with Linderbaum or go after one in the draft. Now, staying on the offensive side of the ball, someone that is trending up. Who could I possibly say here? Now, John Metchie III is the man that I'm going to say is trending up. Everybody was excited, more specifically me, about Mr. A.D. Mitchell making his debut on Thursday night, but it was John Metchie III that stole the show. He looked good, man. I think that the way the Jets are utilizing him is actually very unique. I think that this is somebody that Jets fans could be hopeful for to develop into this offense, because when he came in from the Philadelphia Eagles, this was before we got A.D. Mitchell. So we were all expecting him to be the guy, right? To be hopeful for, develop into something on this offense. But he hasn't really been able to, get a lot of playing time yet. Only 2 games with the Jets. And I think that this is a guy that is a pure slot receiver. You look at this receiver room with Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, John Metchie, Tyler Johnson, Arian Smith, Josh. It's a stack. I almost said stacked, but I meant crowded. It's not stacked. It's a crowded room. Metchie is the only pure slot receiver we really have to be excited about long-term. So this is a riser. Let's see if he can build on his success from his game against the Patriots. I'm excited to see what Metchie looks like. Everyone was excited about Mitchell, but Metchie was the one that kind of steal the show. All right, so shout out to him. Now, a player that I wanted to highlight on the riser side of thing, on the defensive side of the ball, let me know in the comments if you did not mention any yet. This is an underrated player, a very underrated player that I'm excited to break down right here, and that is indeed Mr. Jawan Briggs. Jawan Briggs, the Jets defensive tackle that they brought in right before the season started. Very solid, extremely solid. He is a 72.1 PFF grade and 24th amongst all defensive tackles in the NFL on PFF. I think this is a very underrated player. The Jets are rebuilding the defensive tackle position, and they absolutely need guys like him to step up. I think this is a really good trade, and I think that he is still young at 24 years old. This is a guy that the Jets are excited about, and it's more pass rush than anything. He's not great against the run. We need a guy that can get to the quarterback inside. When you trade away Quinnen Williams, you need players like this. Not a flashy name, not anybody to be like, oh, he has star potential, but he is solid, and I think that Jawan Briggs' name deserves to be talked about in the risers column for this football team on defense. So big-time shout-out to Mr. Jawan Briggs, because he is absolutely doing his job. Now, someone that has not really been doing his job this season, and it's a little devastating because I love him, and he has definitely took a step back this year, but you got to be objective. Someone on the defense that is falling, in my opinion, is Jamien Sherwood. Now, Jamien Sherwood is the captain, so he's responsible for the communication of this defense. Now, he's not been terrible, right? He's not been a bust, but he's not as great as I thought he was going to be. He's still learning this defense. He's still figuring out a way to become the captain. But you look at his grades, 69.5, 31st amongst all linebackers. He has a great run defensive grade at 11th. He's also getting a lot of tackles. But the thing about Jamien Sherwood I need to see more of is the command, is the communication, is that being a leader, organizing things. Because when I hear Brownley talk about the Jets' communication problems, that falls on the captain. That falls on Jamien Sherwood. He's the quarterback. He's the Mike linebacker. He's the guy that is lining everybody up, calling the plays. He hears Steve Wilkes in his helmet. Like, this is the quarterback. This is the guy. Like, C.J. Mosley was fantastic with this football team. One of the most underappreciated players on the defense for the last 5 years was C.J. Mosley. And Jamien Sherwood needs that. And he needs to figure out a way to kind of study the tape enough where pre-snap, he studies the film of the opposing team, he sees what's coming, and he gets the defensive line to defend it. And I think that's the next step of Jamien Sherwood. So I would say he's on the falling side of things than anything so far. Not to say he cannot, become a really big piece to this team and start developing, but the Jets gave him a big contract, a 3-year, $45 million deal in the offseason. So he's not going anywhere. He's going to be the starter moving forward. So definitely Jamien Sherwood is a guy that is trending in the wrong direction, but it's not like he's a bust though. So I don't want to make it seem like Jamien Sherwood is trash. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I just feel like there could be better ball ahead of him. Remember, he was benched for a drive. The Jets disciplined him for something he did off the field. So I don't know what exactly he's doing, but that's definitely something else to keep in mind. Now, going back to the offensive side of the ball, someone that is trending up on offense. All right. Who is trending up on this offense? We talked about John Metchie. Who else is trending up? And I have to bring him up. I know it's an obvious one, but he is probably, you can argue, one of the most important pieces of this offense moving forward. That is Mr. Armand Membou. Armand Membou, I don't want to take this guy for granted. What he is doing at right tackle is absolutely ridiculous. As a rookie, he is putting up really good production. And this is all you could ask for. The guy is a rock. He is solid. He is showing all-pro potential. And I don't know if we can really stress enough how important it is that we have two tackles locked up long-term, folks, that are young and have a lot of upside, because and I'll honestly throw in Mr. Olu-Fashanu in this as well. Matt O'Leary tweeted this out, that the Jets holding Myles Garrett to 2 pressures is still crazy, because Myles Garrett, I think, went off yet again 2 straight weeks, and the Jets held him in check. And I responded to this on X saying, we must never take these two for granted as Jets fans. So I'm going to also package in Olu-Fashanu in this risers column, because we're not going to have to worry about drafting a tackle with any of these premium draft picks. And that is huge. You know how much flexibility that brings the New York Jets now? That with all these draft picks, the Jets have 8 premium draft picks, by the way, 8 picks in the next 2 years in the first 2 rounds. They don't have to do 1 pick on a tackle. They can draft a center or an interior guy on the offensive line, but the tackle position is very important for a football team to have, and the Jets have been swinging and missing. So now that we got these guys going out there and absolutely playing fantastic football, that is really exciting. And I'll even throw in Joe Tippmann as well, because there's 3 guys that's rising on the offensive line. We talked about Josh Myers, who's kind of falling. John Simpson, you can also say, is falling a little bit, even though he's solid. He's not bad, but definitely exciting to see the young offensive line players, because next year when we bring in a new quarterback, that guy's going to walk into a pretty good offensive line. And that is not something we've been able to say for a long time. So do not take the offensive line for granted. We don't have to really rebuild the offensive line. That seems to be built and trending in the right direction. That is always a big time positive. All right. Now, another guy that is falling on offense, you got to bring up A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell definitely, he only has 1 game. So I'm not going to say A.D. Mitchell is a forever faller here, but in his Jets debut, the guy absolutely stunk. And let's just keep it a buck. Now, he was able to be a dog in terms of route running, but he was not able to take advantage of his ability in his debut. He was really bad. He had big drops. One of the passes was not his fault. It should have thrown his inside shoulder, was outside shoulder. And then the other one he dropped. This was his Jets debut, so I'm not going to hang it over his head that he's just trash now. But definitely something to keep in mind. Is he going to be able to bounce back and provide some type of spark to this offense that we need? So he's on the trending down side of things, but I feel like a few games he's going to show up. I still believe in A.D. Mitchell. I'm not ready to just put him in that category that he stinks. I'm not ready to go there yet. You let me know in the comments if you're already there, giving up on the guy. But I think that he has so much potential and talent that if he can just catch the football, put it all together, man, you talk about a real prototypical X receiver that can line up outside, go up against, like, Christian Gonzalez is not a scrub. He's a very good corner, and this guy was running routes on him and getting open consistently. So getting open is not an issue. Catching the ball, I think, is something that he can definitely show up with. And at Texas, he didn't really have a problem dropping the pass, I don't believe. So hopefully that can be a side of things. So let me know your thoughts in the comments about the risers and fallers of the Jets football team. Let me know who is rising, who is falling in the comments. If you're not already, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Want to give a big shout out to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of Jets Media all season long. If you guys did not check them out by now, what are you waiting for? Get a 100% match up to $100 by using the code JETS, and you will get $20 for free. No deposit even necessary. You sign up today, you get your 100% deposit match. You put $50 in, they give you $50 for free. Terms and conditions apply, of course. Please bet responsibly. Legal in 25 states. Huge salute to the friends over there on Sleeper.